Well, the countdown is on. Starting on Wednesday, Canada will become the first G7 country to legalize recreational weed. And this means that many things are about to change in our society. And right now, there are still so many unknowns. Will pot shops be popping up on every street corner? What will your neighborhood look like when these cannabis retailers start moving in this April? Well, here's another look at my one-on-one with the Attorney General here at Queen's Park today. And this time, we talk about Ontario's open weed market. I know that over the weekend, Mayor John Tory did pen you a letter, and he did touch on some of his concern over, what the cannabis stores will look like in Toronto and how they will fit into our neighborhood. So I guess my question is, are we going to see pot shops popping up on every corner? In a city like Toronto, are we going to see hundreds of these businesses?
Well, it's uncharted waters, so it's hard to predict what the market will look like and what that framework will look like. As I said, our goals are to protect youth and undermine the illegal market, and so that's why we went with a private retail model. We've got to follow the market and where demand is. Otherwise, we won't be able to undermine the illegal market. People will still be going to places where they should not be to purchase cannabis. So, in terms of Mayor Tory's concerns, we're going to be working together with municipalities, especially Ontario's largest city. And I was heartened to hear in his letter that he wants to collaborate and share information, share data that they're collecting, because this is going to evolve. As the market takes shape, we want to be able to respond. And in terms of caps, we want to make sure that the market grows where it needs to grow, but we still, through regulation, we will be able to place concentration levels, manage concentration levels. It's still too early at this stage of legalization to determine what the right number is, but it's something that we'll be able to do later on through legalization once retail stores are up and running in April.
Now, when it comes to the courts, if you're wondering what will happen to people who currently face pot possession charges or have past convictions, well, I do ask the Attorney General if she supports amnesty, and I'll have that answer for you coming up in just a few. Well, we can now count the hours until recreational weed becomes legal. Wednesday is the official end to pot prohibition. Now, many things are about to change in our neighborhoods, including legally and socially, and there are still so many unknowns at this moment. Now, here's more from my one-on-one with Attorney General Caroline Mulroney here at Queen's Park, and this time I ask her about the black market and if she supports amnesty. There are still dozens of illegal dispensaries operating in Toronto. I know that the government has put them on notice, and you sort of gave them an option: close down by Wednesday and apply for a legal license, and we'll let that happen. But if you don't shut down, you could face a $250,000 fine and a lifetime retail ban. So my question is, on Wednesday, on October 17th, if those illegal dispensaries are still operating, what's going to happen?
Well, they won't be able to apply for a retail license, as we said.
Are we going to see enforcement, though? Are we going to see them shut down on that day?
The penalties are very high, and so there's an incentive for municipalities and for enforcement to do that. My job as Attorney General is to create that kind of regime so that people know that they should not be operating illegally. They shouldn't be today, and they shouldn't be after October 17th.
For those right now who are still dealing with charges from pot possession, how are those cases moving through the court system? Are they going to be thrown out?
Well, they're going to continue moving through the court system, because if you purchase cannabis today, you'd be doing so illegally, and so you knew that you were breaking the law when you did it. And so if you purchase cannabis after October 17th, or if you wish to, you can do that legally through the Ontario Cannabis Store, but that will be the only legal method of purchasing cannabis until April 1st, when we have retail stores in place.
So these cases are still going to move through the court system. I'm guessing you don't support amnesty then?
They knew at the time that they were breaking the law, and as I said, they knew October 17th they would be able to purchase cannabis legally online, and then be able to do so in person on April 1st.
Are lawyers really going to be able to argue this?
I'm so sorry, we really do.
Or, I mean, is it possible that they could get off?
Shauna, I'm very sorry, we do have to get going.
All right. Okay, so that's where the Interview, we were cut off, but I can tell you during this one-on-one, we also did discuss Ontario's decision to allow public pot smoking, why Ontario went with an open retail market, and will pot shops be popping up on every street corner? You can check out the full interview. It's on our website, citynews.ca.